So if we want to learn more about the state system, what we're going to do is click on this state API link. And this gives us some indicator of how we would use it. You can see that to get a value, we're going to use Drupal state, the state method of the Drupal class, and we'll use get, and then we'll grab the key. So not a whole lot different than variable get, except the default isn't set here. In variable get, we would supply a second value that was going to be the default, just in case there wasn't anything stored already. There's set and there's delete as well. But in addition, there's a couple other methods that can be useful, like getting multiple, so you can pass multiple keys in and get all of the values at once. You can get everything that's being stored in the state system, and you can set multiple values at once too. The set if not exists method is actually pretty cool as well. So we can say that if we already have a value set for it, we're not going to set it, and we don't have to do any complicated logic to do that. So this is what we need. Now, if we continue reading this documentation on how to upgrade variables to the state system, we can get a better sense of what we need to do. So if we look down here in 5, here's an example. So here's variable set. We're doing variable set here. We're doing variable get. Here's Drupal state get, and variable delete, Drupal state delete. Now there's a couple other important pieces here that we should identify before we move forward. The first is the naming convention for states that we're saving. So we're going to use a convention where we use the name of the module, period, and then the name of the variable. So this will help keep namespaces clear. The only variables that we're going to set in our module are ones that are prefixed with trails dot, for example. And the other important piece of information here is what to do when we want to grab a variable, but maybe it doesn't have an initial state already. Now, when we were using variable get, we would just pass a second parameter with that value. With using the state API, we don't do that. Instead, we can use a simple ternary operator in order to set a default value just in case the value for get returns false.